Chairperson, the President, the Deputy President. We are here today to tell the people of South Africa that hope is alive and is prepared to govern this country. We are
Thank you.
here to
All right.
tell those who doubted us that we are alive and prepared to provide South Africa with a better government. We are here to tell South Africans that no amount of banning of buildings, banning of clinics, marches will ever change government. Your vote can bring a better government. Comrades, let me take this opportunity to ask the Reverend Shafri to open this gathering.
Comrades, South Africans, my job today is to remind that the future of South Africa, it is in the hands of young people. South Africa does indeed deserve a better government, and your vote for COPE will provide a government dedicated to an entrepreneurial-driven economy that will enable young people to become job creators instead of job seekers.
South Africans, you deserve a better government.
Phambili in the Congress of the People, phambili. Today, we determined that is the time and the right time to come and say to you, our members and the people of South Africa across the length and breadth of our nation, what we will do if you were to entrust us with the majority votes supporting us either to lead government or to be part of government. Today is that day. I want to start off by saying that we have examined our situation and we are satisfied that South Africa deserves a better government and that that government can only be delivered by the majority of the votes of you, the people of South Africa. But you see, we are not going to tell you some pleasant, entertaining stories, something that will make you feel great. We're not going to tell you fiction. We're going to talk to you about the hard realities of our country and our lives. There is no such thing as a life of Christmas presents every day. It exists nowhere. So we must start by telling you the truth about our country, because we are the men and women of the truth. We must tell you that as we stand here today, our country has no money. We have no money as a nation. Every year, we borrow money now from other nations in order to do some of the few things we are able to do to you, because we have no money. So we can't promise you presents, because there is no money in the national fiscus to buy you presents and give you presents. And the reason we do not have this money is because after the government, the public administration has been expanded. The Minister of Finance, Pravin Gordhan, says it is bloated. So the Congress of the People promise you hard work will be employed. But the others who are just there hanging around must go and look for jobs elsewhere. We will cut it down. So because we don't have money, you see, every year our country goes and borrows money because we have less money than we need. So how can we have money to give you free biscuits, to give you free food parcels, and this thing and that? They go and borrow money, and they give you money which is, it is actually money of other nations, because they have finished the money in store. That's why eat all. That's how they can do matchabeng amang. Mo ileng gore tšhelete ya rona yona e felletse matsohong a bona mona ha ba tsebe lo hlalosa gore na ba entse eng ka yona. I say to you on behalf of our party, we will make sure that every amount of money you pay is first and foremost aimed at you, the people, the poor people, to make life possible and better for you. You must know that we have this huge debt that is growing every day, because the money we borrow has got to be to pay interest, and that interest is growing every day. It's not stopping. How can you know? When I say we owe R1 trillion, I mean that you and I, all of us South Africans, are indebted. But more, our children are indebted. And even more, our great-grandchildren, our children's children are also indebted. It's a huge debt. Hore haebe rona re tla shwa re patala sekoloto sena se ba se entseng lemong tsena tse hlano. Ebe bana ba rona ba tlo patala sekoloto seo le bona. E re le pele ba qeta ba hlokahale bana ba bona le bona ba tlo tswela pele ho patala sekoloto seo. Ke batla le utlwisisa hore na banna bana ba re kentse ka hara tibitibi e jwang ya tshotleho. Abantu abenza amabhizinisi bakwazi ukwenza amabhizinisi baqashe abantu bakhokela baphathela abantu ngemali zabo, hayi ukuthi uthatha imali ye-tax uyoyinika utshomi bakho. Ischeme esinye sokweba imali yabantu lesi. You're going to steal the people's money. They will not arise. Never ever. You can go and study capitalism. Study it in any country. Nowhere ever has been growth, reliable and sustainable growth, happen on the basis of what you give out as handouts. We have not only lost when it comes to money, we have lost even when it comes to human goodwill in South Africa. The people of our country must continue to be united. Every day we must remind each other that ours is a common future. Nevertheless, we must find answers. We must find answers to the problems our country is faced with. They are all set out in the Constitution. A better future can only be built out of the unity of the people of our country. You are citizens of this country, one and all. Your rights are equal, and you must strive to keep that. But all of us have a collective duty to run a government that will always use every year the tax returns of all the citizens to uplift those sections of the population which have been left behind. And the secret is one. It's education and training. Education and training. Quality education and training. If we don't educate and train our children, even if you give them R1 million, 3 months, 6 months down the line, it will be gone because they don't know how to do it. There are many people who win jackpots here. If you don't know how to work for money, if you are not trained to earn your own money, you will not be able to look after money. I say it again, and I say it from experience. If you don't know how to work for money, you cannot look after money. We must enable our citizens. We must educate and teach. Yes. And we want to enable the young people of our country. Enable them to be able to earn themselves, develop their talent. Because none of them is not talented. Develop their talents, and they can use them here or elsewhere around the world, our country has human resource elements that are capable of transforming it and transforming themselves to make this country a great, united, non-racial, non-sexist nation. I speak to you, my dear comrades, as one of the men and women of the truth. I have no presents to offer you. I offer you hard work. Let's go to work. Let's go back to KZN. Let's talk to our people about the realities of their life there. Let's go up to Limpopo. Let's walk in the Waterberg Mountains and talk to the people about how we can do it ourselves, because the opportunity is there. But what we need is a government capable of leading us in the right direction. Let's cross the Caledon to the Western Cape. Let's talk to our people on the winelands of the Western Cape. Let's talk to them along the Sundays River, in and out the valleys, up and down the Hottentot Holland Mountains, and say to our people, the future is now with us, because we have our freedom, because we have equal rights. Let's be creative. Let's unite. Let's focus on how to make ourselves a better people. It's about educating, training. It's about saving the resources we build. It's about resisting the temptation of corruption. Because the biggest loss of the resources of this country is as a result of men and women in the private sector and in the government collaborating to steal our money. That's how Malema could have so much money, not being in government. It was not Malema who stole the money. It was the ones who were controlling government that stole money and passed it to him. And it was recorded in his name. And that's why he can now be accused of owning 16 million rand in tax. He's a young, innocent person who didn't know.